Two guys, one show, no brains. You just took a dive into the Redwater Show with your hosts, Red and Water. We take on a variety of topics with the unifying theme of whatever the hell we want. Stay tuned for what we got in this episode. Hello, and welcome to the Menstruation Show, otherwise known as the Redwater Show. This is our second attempt at our second show, having had a false start recently, because I herped the derp with some audio settings. Yes.
Yep.
I am your host, Water.
And I am your co-host, Red.
And this is the introduction. What do we got? What do we got for you in this show? We got Yahoo Answers, again, because we just can't get over that. We got some usual relationship drama, of course. That's our staple. Our bread and butter, if you will. We got general stupidity, also a bit of a staple. And this time we might have a wonderful little racist... what would you call it? A little racist grandstanding, I think.
I'm sure, you know, he's standing very tall on his soapbox, his little dove box.
We're going to continue our dramatic reading on My Immortal, and this time Red is going to give you his sultry oral stimulation. Oral as in A-U-R-A-L, you perverts. Indeed. Yes. We got a news story, which was recently talked about on the Daily Show, but we picked out these topics for a Monday show. I'm going to go over why we didn't air Monday in a little bit. But we were supposed to talk about this before they would have, so there.
They read our minds, man. The government's watching
clearly.
us.
Well, the Daily Show is watching us. The Daily Show is probably listening to our show last time, honestly.
Oh, hella. They just didn't want to email us because they don't want to know. They
don't want us to know that they're listening. We got also a Common Sense Media article, if you remember from last week's show, about Spongebob. There was a recent study about Spongebob, and we're going to give you our take on that. So... you can interact with the Redwater Show by emailing redwater.show@gmail.com. You can find our website with archives and resources on the topics and music at redwatershow.podomatic.com. Also on the Podomatic site, we have links to the live stream. This show airs live on Mondays from 2 to 3 p.m. Pacific time, unless otherwise noted on the events page. You're making a lot of noise, you know that. I can hear you, whatever you're doing.
Oh, sorry. Ice, baby.
Yes. But, as you know, this is neither Monday nor 2 o'clock. I had some internet issues. I was switching over internet from my internet service to my girlfriend's internet service so we can get a cheaper deal, you know? And they said they wouldn't turn it on until Wednesday. So I could have used school internet to do this, but it would have been a pain in the dick because I'd have to... set everything up for the show on my laptop, and it's hard enough on this computer, as Red is well aware, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and also Red had some issues, apparently, with his hard drive.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
My little SSD broke, so I had to reinstall Windows and everything I have on my
Lame.
computer. I know.
Yes, indeed. And yes, that was our first drop into the show for reals this time, and it did work this time, I hope. So, alright. I think
moving onward.
I think we can move on. We haven't received any emails, because hardly anyone knows about this show. I did post a promo on my YouTube page, but of course, the majority of my subscribers only care about our Brute series, so of course they don't really watch any other videos that I put up. But
yeah.
if some of you did stick around and are listening to this now, we thank you generously for your contributions. But please do email us. Comments, suggestions, questions, a la Yahoo Answers, stuff you want us to talk about, anything. Please. Mm-hmm. Please.
Give us some feedback.
We don't know how bad we are. Well, we do know how bad we are, but we need to get better, and we can only do that with your help.
Yes, yes.
Yes. So, our Yahoo Answers. Let me
pull
that up. I think we are about ready. Moving some stuff around. Okay, the first question we got is not relationship drama. It's not even really that stupid. A little bit, and it's not racist, but I did think this was a bit interesting. This question comes from someone named Musanyi. Is a camcorder good for video production business? I have been working for a year now, and it seems boring, so I thought starting a small video production business could give me freedom. I just wanted to know if I can begin with a camcorder camera, since I have no enough money to buy a commercial one. Can anyone tell me if a camcorder can shoot wedding videos and music videos? Plus, how do I market myself? Well, you see, you can shoot a wedding video and a music video on a cell phone. Doesn't mean it'll be any good. A camcorder is obviously aimed at the consumer market for crap like wedding videos. Because I actually don't know many. I know there's professional wedding photographers, but wedding videographers, I didn't know that was really much of a thing, because nobody ever watches wedding videos. So
if you're going to be going into the commercial business, music videos, or you're going to be doing like a pod show or a webcast or something like that, you can probably deal with something that's a little bit down and then just rely on post-production to get you through.
I would say your level of camera should match your level of professionalism. My first question is, do you know diddly dick about video production? Because you're making it sound like you're just like, oh, this would be cool. Do you know anything about, technical video stuff, frame rates and frame size and, theoretical stuff like editing, theories of editing and any of that kind of stuff? Because this is the kind of thing people go to college for. In fact, I'm going to college for it right now. So if you want to be professional enough to actually make money out of it, I suggest you start doing some research before you're worrying about marketing yourself as a producer of fine cinematic goods. So, yeah, you're a little bit in over your head, in my opinion, and I suggest you do some research. The place where I started, and where Red started, in fact, although he obviously doesn't do nearly as much video stuff as me, is we've been making anime music videos and a bridge series for quite a few years now.
Although I haven't done my AMV's been put on hold or hiatus for almost a year
exactly.
now,
I haven't done an AMV since last year. Was it around this time? Was the convention where we showed both our AMVs, right?
Aye, sir.
Yeah. So it certainly helps to get some experience before you start trying to make money off of it, because filmmakers are a dime a dozen, honestly, and so many of them can't get work in the actual film business. So
Yeah, even I know a couple of my couple of acquaintances from the drama. Even though he's a really good screenwriter and a really good film actor and director, he's been having a little bit of a hard time really breaking through. He's just been shoveled into most of the other indie filmmakers, where you can find tons of sites for that stuff. Like Blue Loon Films is one of them. Kevin Michael Johnson did a documentary on World of Warcraft players, like Mr. Water. And there's a few.
I haven't seen that. I've heard that's really bad, but I don't know. It's just finding a niche to do anything is difficult. So,
But you just gotta pound away at it. You just gotta bang your head against it, and eventually someday it'll stick. And with the right technical know-how.
Honestly, this guy sounds like he wants to do this for money, which is a bad idea, frankly.
Yeah. Do it because you like it. This isn't art, really.
Yeah, I would say don't quit your job that is boring. Do this to have some fun outside of your job, in my opinion.
Hell, that's what we're doing. We're just doing this for, well, maybe we'll get paid.
Very funny.
Sure.
All right, I think we should continue on.
Yes,
the next question. Do you want me to read it? It is the one about the divorce.
The divorcee.
Yeah, divorcee.
I'll go ahead. You want me to do this one?
Yes, go ahead.
All right. From Mrs. I think it's Mrs. Lee. Is it normal to still be having sex with the person you are in the middle of a divorce with? Okay, I'm not wanting to say why we are divorcing, but normal or not, sex with the person you are in the middle of a divorce with? We still sleep together maybe once a week. Our divorce is not settled yet. He's stalling, kind of, I think anyway, because it's been a while. And he never calls his lawyer. Wait in, please.
I will throw my weight around in this discussion. It sounds to me like your husband
just needs a footy.
I think he is riding that sex train cross country from LA to New York.
Honey, you might as well enjoy the ride as well.
Indeed.
Because once the divorce is settled, that dick is gonna fly.
Well, I don't know about that, but
yeah, completely.
I think maybe he's stalling on his divorce because he doesn't really care that much. I don't know. Maybe he's in no rush to marry someone else. That could be it. So, as long as he doesn't have anyone else in his life, then what's the point, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know if it's not normal. I don't think it's not normal because.
Well, what is normal in regards to human sexuality? Honestly.
Jesus titties, man! That's a question there.
That's a silly question, honestly. So. All right. Well,
I say enjoy it.
Yeah, just don't worry about it. Honestly, I don't see the problem.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unless you're unhappy about it, I don't know. But
let your conscience be your guide.
We got another question. It's a lovely question. Where is? Yes, this is the run-on question.
Okay, deep breath. Breath.
I'll try reading it. Try not to stumble at all. Okay, from Nikki Naruzipur. What do you do when a guy you like already has a girlfriend? This guy I have had a crush on for over 1 year. Last summery, he asked me out on a date, and I told him no because I have a secretary camera on my cell phone. So I told the guy no, but I realty do like him. I think it's too late because he already has a girlfriend. I know that because I send my brother to tell the guy I like him, and the guy told my brother shocks, but I already have a girlfriend, and then he wasn't smiling before my brother told him that my sister likes you, but after my brother told him that my sister likes you, then he was smiling. So what should I do? Thanks for your time, and if you have some advice, thanks for your advice. That was not one breath. But I tried to squeeze it out at the very end.
I think you made it there, bro.
Oh God! All right, I need to.
And in regards to the question,
say something.
In regards to the question, I believe the answer to your question is tomato. I hope that helps.
Tomato. I have a couple things that I wrote down when I was reviewing this stuff.
Because in all honesty, I could not understand any of it.
Yeah, there's lots of typos, and I'm not sure what the secretary camera thing is. That seems kind of random. Number one, you snooze, you lose. Number two, I suggest you sack up and talk to him yourself instead of sending your brother to do your dirty work.
How can she do that when she doesn't have a sack?
It's a metaphorical sack. And
okay.
It can be just as big or not, or bigger than a dude's sack. So,
oh dear.
Honestly,
there went my mind.
Yeah, well, there's other kinds of sacks, you know.
Sack of doorknobs, just smack them over the head and steal them.
Oh dear. I don't know if I have much else to say about this. Let me check it over. She realty likes him. She had a crush on him for over 1 year last summery.
And she told her brother, "Sick 'em, boy," and he came back and said, "Nope."
So basically all she has to go on is that the guy smiled after saying that she liked him.
You know what went through his mind?
He's probably getting ready to laugh or something like, sucker.
You're adorable.
You should have got a piece of this when you had the chance. Oh.
Yeah. And
exactly.
then probably turn around, grab his nutsack, and say, "Yeah, this is my girl's, not yours.
Get your balls back.
Get your balls back.
Get your balls back." That's what I say to you, woman. Get your balls back and go talk
Get
to
your
them.
balls back.
Alright, the next question about a certain Brazilian. Can you read this one?
Alright, Donna writes in and says, "What do native Brazilian women do to lift their butts? I imagine they're boyfriends. What do you think?"
Well, personally, I kind of lift my butt with a lot of belaboring and grandeur. Allow me to demonstrate for the radio audience. Ah, yeah, that's great. Now I'm cracking my back. Standing up, kind of twirling around. That's very satisfying. I don't know if native Brazilian women would do the same thing, though. So,
they
not
maybe
much else to say
hire,
about that, honestly.
Maybe they hire midgets to follow them around and just push up on their glutes.
Up. Yeah. Maybe they have like one of those kind of open-backed chairs with a little gap between the backrest and the butt, and then they have someone just like go and like shove their little ass right there. Mm-hmm. That little window.
We don't know if their ass is little or big. You know, they could have big asses.
Well,
big old
whatever.
asses.
Depending on how big they are, they might have multiple midgets to push their butts up. So,
you know, we got the Lollipop Guild. This is where they are now.
Precisely.
E.O., gentlemen.
That is an excellent quote. I might have to use that as a drop-in later. I keep looking at this list of drop-ins for something to use, but I don't know if I have anything appropriate. I don't know.
What do native Brazilian women do to lift their butts?
Pancake.
I got nothing. I don't know. Let's continue on to another short question. I can read this one. Where the hell is it?
Oh, is this the...
Oh, there it is. I Dance in Your Underpants writes, "If you could find out your death date, would you want to know it?" This is a slightly more serious question, I suppose.
Written by I Dance in Your Underpants.
Yeah, clearly a very serious, lifelong, philosophical question. Personally, I'd say, yeah, because it might get me off my ass. Well, I'd actually need midgets to get me off my ass, but...
Yep.
You know, I think stuff like that, people always talk about when they face, like, their mortality, they suddenly get a whole new drive to do to do something in life. Like, I've heard this from, not to get too religious or political, a lot of atheists who were originally, like, especially conservative Christians or fundamentalists of any religion, say when they become atheists and realize there is no afterlife, it suddenly gives their current life a whole new importance and value, you know, that you might not have forever to do things. So You
like
got to make it count, right? So if you
It's
know
like a
when you're
whole
going to
new-
die, you know, you have to make it count.
Yeah, it's like a whole new spiritual awakening, I
Yeah.
suppose.
Or it could just make you, like, depressed and you laze around for the rest of your life playing video games and eating Cheez-Its. I don't know.
Whoa.
That's something I might do, so...
Whoa. It's like you read my mind.
Whoa. Whoa.
Shit. Simply put, if I knew my death date, then it would instantaneously change, and then I would know a new death date, and then that might change, and then it'd be just a never-ending cycle of a number constantly changing. So really, my death date would be variable. Your death date would be very variable if you knew it.
It would be whatable?
It'd be hellishly variable if you actually
Oh.
knew your death date, because it would be constantly changing if you could constantly see it.
Really? Yeah,
I mean,
so
think about it.
You're saying a
'cause-
death date is not... there's no fate, basically? That it will change depending on what's
Well,
happening?
you know, there could be fate. It's just that if the person whom it was directly affecting knew about it, then they would do something to prevent it, or they would try to circumvent it, and then therefore it would change the date, but then they'd see that date, and then it would change again, and then ad infinitum.
I suppose. Unless it's a Final Destination type thing where death comes to get you, even if
No matter
you
what.
escape death. Yeah. Let us
Alright, well,
do another...
simply
We have another short one, and then we have our creme de la creme of this segment.
Yes.
You can read this next one, because you wanted me to read the last one in an accent, correct? And
Yeah.
I don't know if you can do it better than me, but... yeah, I'll go ahead. I'll do that one. So you read... Where is it? The one
The
about
one-
girls and...
I got this. Written, this comes to us from Alec. Girls are so complicated. I hate my life? Okay. So long story short, I got a physics tutor, started liking her, and turns out she has a boyfriend. Smiley face. Should have known. So now I'm depressed. What do I do not to feel like 4 asterisks? Because right now I hate my life. I imagine the asterisks meant shit, but whatever. Well,
God damn it, now I have to, like, do editing this podcast to edit out your swearing, you bastard.
I know, I'm a drunken sailor. That's what I do. I'm Pastafarian. Come on, I'm a sailor.
And I keep looking
But
for
anywho.
drop-ins that are appropriate. I don't know, maybe this one.
Deny.
Oh, snap. Did you hear that? That's what your physics tutor said.
Deny.
Oh, snap. The only comment I wrote for this one was, oh, to be young and have nothing better to bitch about. You know?
Oh,
There's... Oh, come on, man. Get over it.
get over it.
I mean, you're depressed. What do you do not...
Drop-in.
Yeah, that's a good one. Where's that from, anyways? I can't remember.
Gotta go find. We'll go find it later.
Do you remember where it's from?
No, I don't. But like I said, we'll have to find out later.
Okay, okay. You're depressed. What do? Play some video games. It's the solution to everything. Maybe
You
masturbate.
could. My phone.
I was wondering what that was.
That's my
Good
phone.
job, you professional radio co-host.
Hey. I forgot to turn it on vibrate. Sue me.
Alright, so we're closing in on the halfway mark, so it's time for our ultimate question.
Yes.
Mint condition human. I think that's a particularly ironic username.
Considering
Is
the subject, continue.
Yes. Now, I'm going to do this with a kind of southern accent. Let's see here. Is there any respectable black men outside the entertainment industrial? I was sitting in the dark with nothing to do, and one question popped into my mind. What have the black people ever contribute to the human race? I know all this hipping, hopping, and cracker jokes they've been doing really please some people. and some of you have lots of respect for these entertainers. That's nothing more than entertainment. I know you folks gonna say Marty L. King and Obama. To me, Dr. King was nothing more than a loudmouth racist who only focused on getting more welfare for his own race. And Mr. Obama is just another lying politician. I already forgot most of his election promises.
I've been holding
That
this
was the
in.
birth certificate. Oh, this is gonna need to be a recurring character, I think. I think the most appropriate response to this, and I honestly say, you best be trolling, and I think you might be trolling, because the immediate response after this, within about 5 minutes, and it might have been the same person, was this fellow named Frederick Douglass, and he said, "Look no further, I am here." Which pretty much summed up the stupidity of this argument. So you're sitting in the dark with nothing to do, so clearly you're the pinnacle of Nordic European heritage, clearly. So all you have, the best thing you can do with your life is try to criticize other people, I guess. So, yeah, you're a true Aryan example of the better race, the superior race. Your intelligence knows no bounds.
Yeah, you need to go get yourself some eggs and some baking powder and some white flour. And bake yourself a racist
The white
bread.
flour. You need to make the whitest bread that ever did be baked.
Bake me up some white flour.
He's gonna go to the store, buy some Wonder Bread. Gonna make himself a mayonnaise sandwich.
Mayonnaise sandwich with cheese.
And he's gonna bitch about Marty L. King. And all he cared about was his own race. And Obama's a lying politician.
I tell you what, the white man, they's never gonna go half. They's never ever gonna backlash against them white and the black entertainers.
That black entertainers.
We need to get Uncle Ruckus on this show.
Uncle Ruckus.
Uncle
Ah,
Ruckus.
them darkies.
Get them darkies out of here.
In a serious answer to your question, you're a moron and you didn't pay attention in history class. Not that history in general focuses on anything other than white people. So, even if you did, you probably wouldn't get a very complete picture. I suggest you go read a book. Yeah. How's that, moron?
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, so that's enough bile spitted for this this section. And I think it's time for our music break.
Yes. Because I gotta
So,
piss.
you're gonna go piss? Okay. I decided last week we mentioned the a little group named Futuristic Sex Robots. Every week on the show we play obscure or unlicensed and or free music that won't get us sued, that we feel is worth hearing. Neither of us are particularly big fans of rap music, as you could probably tell when we were talking about Jay-Z and Kanye West.
Lil Wayne.
But, Lil Wayne, Kane. But, last week, Red mentioned a nerdcore song by this group called Futuristic Sex Robots. They released a free album online in 2006 called Hotel Coral Essex. You can figure that out for yourself. And it was full of very dirty, raunchy, nerdy rap tunes. And this is one of them. And as you might expect, it contains strong language. So here's FSR with F the MPAA. And we'll see you in a few minutes. Alright?
Hey.
Fuck the MPAA, MPAA, coming straight out the underground. A young pirate got a bag cause I'm down. Loading DVDs like a motherfucker beam. Bring my camera through the movies and I put them on BT. Back on my stolen content up on DVD-ROMs. Cause my tips from piracy since I dropped out my mom's. And just because I share my MP3s, they got the government coming after me. Instead of suing kids, why don't you step on up and release a couple albums that don't completely suck. Stop putting DRM on the audio CDs. That don't make it any harder to steal your MP3s. If I want your shit for free, I ain't gonna have to pay. And all your bullshit is why the fuck I say hack the Gibson, hack the Gibson. I'm seeing BitTorrents like a digital pimp, son. Fuck the MPAA, fuck the RIAA, fuck the suits behind the PSA, and fuck them all for the DMCA. Fuck the MPAA, fuck the RIAA, fuck the suits behind the PSA, and fuck them all for the DMCA. Robot pirates, we get our shit for free. Parental advisory, you'll never fucking see. Been a couple of years since I seen the FBI warning. Cut it out, cause that shit is mad boring. Y'all fucking dumber than the bitch from Bad Boys. Step to the bin and it's grandma's sex toys. I'ma just keep filling up my drives, the ones that disappear when the lawsuit arrives. All you fucking suits can suck my balls, and when you get done you gonna make some calls. I better see some changes or it's time to fight. You ain't gonna manage my digital rights. Fuck the MPAA, fuck the RIAA, fuck the suits behind the PSA, and fuck them all for the DMCA. Fuck the MPAA, fuck the RIAA, fuck the suits behind the PSA, and fuck them all for the DMCA. Remember when antitrust was the thing? Now you're set up for downloading Sting. Treating paying customers like criminals. Pens filled up with music nerd animals. Buying off senators left and right. My vote doesn't count in this fucking fight. With a 56K I had hundreds of songs. Drives partitioned like asses and thongs. Now it's gigs of illegal content. If I get caught, I'm joining the convent. What you heard, it's all a scam. If they at your door, burn them in a van. Fuck the MPAA, fuck the RIAA, fuck the suits behind the PSA, and fuck them all for the DMCA. Fuck the MPAA, fuck the RIAA, fuck the suits behind the PSA, and fuck them all for the DMCA. Man, let me tell you, the other day, RIAA, they try to kiss me, man. Then they turn around and try to fuck me in the ass. Those motherfuckers that sold us out like Judas did to Jesus for some little coins and shit. What the fuck? They got dollar signs in the fucking eyes, with heads in between politicians' thighs. Fat checks endorsed by senators that lie, pulling fake dollar lots straight out of the sky. And I don't trust trusted computing. They don't just want it around to stop looting. The internet is the only place you're still free. If you disagree, just wait and see. You want to lock down the web and throw away the key? Well, you better not touch my fucking technology. So back the fuck off or you fucking dead. Yelling 1337 and I'm motherfucking fed. Fuck the MPAA, fuck the RIAA, fuck the suits behind the PSA, and fuck them all for the DMCA. Fuck the MPAA, fuck the RIAA, fuck the suits behind the PSA, and fuck them all for the DMCA.
Hello, and this is the Redwater Show. Hopefully you didn't go away. We didn't go away, we promise. We're still here. Sending our...
Oh, I'm back. What did I miss? Oh, I never left. Sorry.
Oh, you did go away, did you?
No, of course not.
You little butt monkey.
Hey, at least mine's supported by midgets.
Clearly. Midgets. They lifting them. So, after the music break, we got some news. Let me pull up the news story. Hopefully you were better prepared than me and you already have it open.
Mm-hmm. Got mine all
So,
open. Where are you at?
Yeah. Oh, I am behind, clearly. So, this story, this broke on The Daily Show last night. However, this story came out, was it the 14th? So that was a week ago. Which is probably when I started looking for stuff. There's this hack called Dr. Oz. You might have heard of him. He's associated with Oprah or something, I think. I don't know. I don't really care for Oprah very much. But he was going to do this show about dangerous and unregulated amounts of arsenic in innocent apple juice brands. And how, we should be outraged and don't give kids apple juice or anything because it would kill them. I don't know. But, so there's the story, it says, Oz said in a press statement, as a doctor and a parent, it's concerning to me that there could be toxins such as arsenic in juice we are giving to our kids. He acknowledges that arsenic poisoning from apple juice hasn't been documented, but he added, arsenic is a substance that shouldn't be in food and could be associated with various public health problems, such as cancer!
My apple juice!
My apple juice. So it turns out, before the show aired, the FDA sent a letter to him basically outlining why it was a terrible idea for him to do this show. Because, for one thing, he was misrepresenting the arsenic in this stuff. The maximum level of arsenic in food products is something like 23 parts per billion. And there's also, as news stories that Daily Show cited, two types of arsenic. There's organic and inorganic arsenic. Organic arsenic is naturally found in many foods, and is not really that harmful. And there's Oz found some people to do a study to test 36 apple juice brands, and said 10 of the products exceeded the 10 parts per billion limit, and one reached a level of 36 parts per billion. But, again, as the FDA said, it would be irresponsible and misleading for the Dr. Oz show to suggest that apple juice contains unsafe amounts of arsenic, based solely on tests for total arsenic, which is the sum of the organic and inorganic arsenic levels. So, the FDA says it tested the Gerber apple juice product that said had the highest amount of arsenic, and in all the samples they found arsenic levels that ranged from 2 parts per billion to 6 parts per billion. So basically this was a feeble attempt by Dr. Oz to get people freaked out and tuned into his show, I'm guessing. Call me cynical.
I know my
That's a lot
mom
of mic
tunes
noise,
into
by
the
the way.
show.
That is a lot of mic noise. You're being very unprofessional, just so you know.
Oh.
Even though I'm drinking water right now, but there's a lot of mic scraping noise. But yeah, I was like, who watches Dr. Oz? And apparently your mom does, so the answer is your mother.
It's pretty sad.
It's sad?
Yeah.
Yeah. As this article I found points out, not only is Dr. Oz making something that's basically harmless in terms of poisonous attributes into a giant controversy, he's also, and by the way, yes, they did do the show even after the FDA told him off before it even aired, which I think is brilliant, and I think people should start doing this more often, where they call something out before it happens. Like, I think there were people, protesting some anti-gay ad that was going to be in the Super Bowl before it happened,
Yeah,
So,
I heard about that.
yeah. I think this is great because it basically draws attention. Like, no, you can't get away with this kind of crap anymore. This,
That's not to say, because there are some instances where companies will go into a news agency and say, "Hey, if you expose us, then we're gonna sue you. We'll give you so much money not to release this story." Like I believe there were some old stories with the amount of steroids that was going into beef and stuff. and that's and that's a little bit of corruption there. But here,
this is the FDA.
This is the FDA.
This is a government agency, and unless they're corrupted or accepting money from the Gerber Institute,
the government corrupted? No.
But honestly, I think the FDA is particularly strict. Or not, not to the standards of some vegan assholes, but they're not. This isn't like early 1900s. The jungle type situation we have right now. There's lots of government regulation.
Yeah, this isn't Cannery Row anymore. Like you said, this is while I said there can be instances where companies and the government can go down on journalism, I'm honestly a little bit surprised that they actually came down and said, "Hey, quit fear mongering. That's our job."
Yeah. Yeah, the government does that just fine. Thank you very much. Mm-hmm. Well, government and news media are probably the two biggest fearmongers, but and often they're linked, of course.
In this case, though, it's nice that they're slapping, one of the biggest ones, or one of the biggest up and coming ones.
And again, this is semi-related to another story I had. I don't know if you looked at it about high fructose corn syrup. There was some legal battle about high fructose corn syrup versus sugar, and these lobby groups for each were fighting it out because high fructose corn syrup manufacturers wanted to rename it to something like, I don't know, sugar syrup or something like that.
Yeah, I don't get this either.
Yeah, there were some people like the real sugar industry was complaining that they're misrepresenting themselves and stuff. But the real issue is, who cares? You shouldn't be having that much sugar anyways. You should be eating healthier things, which is the same point here, is that who cares if there's arsenic in apple juice, harmful or not? You should be having your kids eat real apples that aren't just pure sugar, that actually have fiber and stuff like that.
Yeah, and apple juice really isn't bad for you. In fact, a lot of the times, apple juice is good for you. At least it's got some apple concentrate in it.
Well, the less filtered it would be, the more original apple contents it would have. But regardless, any fruit juice is not as healthy as eating the fruit itself. So,
well, I mean, I live near Apple Hill, so I mean, this is like the true apple stuff.
Oh yeah, you get the farm stuff that's really unfiltered. That stuff's great.
I get the natural crap right up here, up in the hills.
Okay, I think we're going to continue on to Fangs for the Memories. We got no feedback, of course, so we're just going to keep barreling on ahead in this cheap content we got here. We're even going to start doubling up because we want it to be longer. We want to
longer.
We just love the story so much. We're going to do 2 chapters each show, so each of us can do a chapter. So the first chapter, I will do the author's notes, and Red will read the story. So this is My Immortal Chapter 3.
And, actually, just real quick, because my old hard drive failed and everything, I still needed to get the link. So can you link me it real quick?
Oh, you need the link?
Yes.
You could just Google it, you tard, but here it is.
It's faster this way.
Author's note.
All right.
Stop flaming the story, preps, okay? Otherwise, fangs to the gothic people for the good reviews. Fangs again, Raven. Oh yeah, BTW. I don't own this or the lyrics for good Charlotte. And by the way, we are a PG-13 show, so try to censor it already.
All right.
Pre-reading.
Okay. On the night of the concert, I put my black lace-up boots with high heels. Underneath them were ripped red fishnets. Then I put on a black leather mini dress with all this corset stuff on the back and front. I put on matching fishnet on my arms. I straightened my hair and made it look all spiky. I felt a little depressed then, so I slit one of my wrists. I read a depressing book while I waited for it to stop bleeding and listened to some GC. I painted my nails black and put on tons of black eyeliner. Then I put on some black lipstick. I didn't put on foundation because I was pale anyway. I drank some human blood, so I was ready to go to the concert. Hooray! I went outside. Draco was waiting there in front of his flying car. He was wearing a simple plain t-shirt. They would play at the show too. Baggy black skater pants, black nail polish, and a little eyeliner.
Author's note: a lot folk cool boys were it okay.
Hi, Draco, I said in a depressed voice. Hi, Ebony, he said back. We walked into his flying black Mercedes-Benz. The license plate said 666, and flew to the place with the concert. On the way, we listened excitedly to Good Charlotte and Marilyn Manson. We both smoked cigarettes and drugs. When we got there, we both hopped out of the car. We went to the mosh pit at the front of the stage and jumped up and down as we listened to Good Charlotte. You come in cold, you're covered in blood. They're all so happy you've arrived. The doctor cut your... I don't even know the words to this song. Cut your cord. Hands you his mom. She set you free into life, sang Joel. I don't own the lyrics to that song. Joel is so effing hot, I said to Draco, pointing to him as he sang, filling the club with his amazing voice. Suddenly Draco looked sad. What's wrong? I asked as we moshed to the music. Then I caught on. Hey, it's okay. I don't like him better than you, I said. Really? Asked Draco sensitively, and he put his arm around me all protective. Really, I said, because I don't even know Joel, and he's going out with Hillary effing Duff. I freaking hate that little bitch, she said disgustedly, thinking of her ugly blonde face. The night went on really well, and we had a great time. So did Draco. After the concert, we drank some beer and asked Benji and Joel for their autographs and photos with them. We got GC concert tees. Draco and I crawled back into the Mercedes-Benz, but Draco didn't go back into Hogwarts. Instead, he drove the car into the Forbidden Forest.
Oh my god.
See, this is why
story
I wanted
is
to
so
shoot
enthralling. Oh, yeah, I know. It's just like cliffhanger after cliffhanger. This is great. This story is... What can we say about this chapter? There's just so much going on. There's so many layers of meaning.
She got dressed and went to the concert. Mother of God.
Yes. She, again, perfect attention to detail to clothes and makeup. And this time we even get some drama where she slits her wrists and reads a depressing book and listens to Good Charlotte. And then they go in a flying car and listen to Good Charlotte. And then they smoke some drugs and
moshed.
And they moshed. There's like action and there's romance and there's drama and
now our next chapter we got a love scene. Mr. Water, if you'll take it away.
Oh, do I get to read this?
Yes, ooh, you're gonna have fun with this one.
I actually don't remember. Remember, I haven't read this one very recently, so I haven't read this whole thing. So,
but yeah, author's note. I'll go ahead and expose for
sure.
you. I said Stup Fleming, okay? Ebony's name is Enobi, not Mary Sue, okay? Draco is so in love with her that he's acting different. Day new. I don't even know the rest of this. Each other before, okay?
Each other. Draco! I shouted. What the F do you think you're doing? Draco didn't answer, but he stopped the flying car and he walked out of it. I walked out of it too, curiously. What the effing hell? I asked angrily. Ebony? He asked. What? I snapped. Draco leaned in extra close and I looked into his gothic red eyes. He was wearing color contacts, which revealed so much depressing sorrow and evilness. Then suddenly I didn't feel mad anymore. And then suddenly, just as Draco kissed me passionately, Draco climbed on top of me and we started to make out keenly against a tree. He took off my top and I took off his clothes. I even took off my bra. Then he put his thingy into my you-know-what, and we did it for the first time. Oh, I screamed. I was beginning to get an orgasm. We started to kiss everywhere, and my pale body became all warm. And then... I'm sorry. I have to stop. Hold on.
No, keep going.
I can't believe it. What the hell are you doing, you motherfuckers? It was Dumbledore.
Oh
no! I'd totally forgotten this is where that line was. What the hell are you doing, you mother effers? This chapter is the culmination of everything that has come up to this point. It's
The ultimate physical expression of love between Draco and Ebony.
They've consummated their everlasting love and passion and friendship. They've known each other for so long, and I'm out of water. What am I gonna do? This chapter got me all hot and bothered. Oh dear. This lady has such a keenly against a tree writing style. I need to pre-read these because I just totally derailed everything.
Oh man. Should we move on to anything else, or?
Well, let's see. Is there any other critical analysis we can do of this chapter? In the author's note, she makes it apparent that they knew each other before. Okay, so you could say this is kind of the sexual tension that's been between them for all of the 2 chapters that they've met each other. And
all the depressing, evil, sad music built up between the two.
They're 2 lost, depressed souls have found each other, and there was such a strong connection between them. And I'm honestly surprised they weren't cutting each other, but you know.
Yeah, well, he did put his thingy into her, you know what?
Precisely. By the way, I don't know if any of our listeners know how sex works, but
it definitely works like this.
There seems
keenly
to be
against a tree.
I can't help but notice there's a missing step here. He took off my top, and I took off his clothes. I even took off my bra. Then he put his thingy in my. There's a couple dozen steps in between those 2 sentences that were omitted, you know.
He might have just stuck his finger into her ear for all we know, but
yeah. Wow,
wet willy,
I just realized that. She never said. They just put it in, and we did it for the first time. The first wet willy they've ever had.
I know, because
apparently she has an ear fetish. Yeah, I know. Didn't take off her what was she wearing before this? Red fishnets and
red fishnets and black leather lace.
Yeah, but she could just really get off from wet willies. So there you go. That is a good point. You see, the author is playing with our expectations. What she expects us to believe they're having sex, but in actuality, it's really nothing more than wet willies. Clearly.
I mean, and then suddenly Dumbledore comes in and he's like, "What the hell are you doing? That's not sex. That's a wet willy."
Clearly.
Well, we're not sure exactly what he's going to say, because, that'll have to wait for next episode.
Yep. We are down to our last roughly 5 minutes. Let's see if we can do this. Common Sense Media. Blah, blah, blah. Kids shouldn't spend so much time on the TV and the blah, blah, blah. But a 2011 study published in the Journal of Pediatrics suggests that watching just 9 minutes of a fast-paced cartoon had an immediate negative impact on kids' ability to think and plan ahead. This study came out a while back, and basically what the study was they had 3 groups of kids. This is, by the way, I did more research on this, and there was another study similar to this 20 years ago, and it had very inconclusive results. What happened here was they had one group of kids go watch SpongeBob. By the way, these kids are 4 years old, I believe. They had another group go watch Caillou. I don't know if you've heard of Caillou. It's a PBS cartoon.
It's Caillou.
It's boring as sin, by the way. I suggest you don't watch it. And then they had a third group, which was kind of the control group, do crayon drawings or something. They just played with crayons. And what they found was the people who watched SpongeBob had less. They were less able to like focus on a task. They did like a kind of intelligence little test directly afterwards, and basically the people who watched SpongeBob were stupider. That was the gross simplification of this. And there's a couple of things that are wrong with this study. For one thing, SpongeBob is aimed at older kids, and I would actually posit that SpongeBob is more aimed at people our age, honestly. Considering, the only people I know who watch it.
The major cartoon I think
age,
that's aimed at people our age is a Regular Show, because, I mean, seriously, have you ever seen that show?
No, I've never heard of it.
Regular Show? Oh, man, that's on Cartoon Network. It's great. Plug.
Plug. Well, anyway, SpongeBob is usually intended for people like ages 10 and up. Honestly, I don't see how a 4-year-old could really... They could get a lot of slapsticky things out of it, but most of the jokes probably over their head, honestly.
Yeah.
And the old study was, I believe, had better... a better setup, although I can't remember. I'd have to go find it again. And there was really no discernible difference, although one theory I've heard posited about this result is that the kids who watched Caillou were not really engaged at all, because Caillou's such a crappy show that it's not very interesting. Whereas SpongeBob...
it's like when Disney picked up Doug.
Yeah, whereas...
Pat yourself on the back if you know that reference.
Yeah. SpongeBob is funny and exciting. And
more fast-paced.
Yeah. If you laugh your ass off for a while and then immediately try to go to doing some kind of intelligence task, you're probably still going to have residual effects. You still need to wind down from that. And I think that was the key area, the key problem was they measured their intelligence immediately after watching or whatever. And while they're probably still amused and riled up. And if you get kids amused and riled up, it's very hard to get them to concentrate on something. So,
and in all honesty, they're also exhibiting the same effect as if you go in to watch like a kung fu movie. You walk out of there and you're like, I want somebody to challenge me. You think you think you know kung fu, or you come out of an action flick and you're like, yeah, fu. I know kung fu.
But yeah, that was pretty much my position on it. Was this doesn't really say diddly, because I know lots of people grew up watching cartoons like SpongeBob and stuff, and even I did to some extent, although not nearly as much, and we all turn out fine, in my opinion. Or the majority of us do, at least. Maybe some neurotic tendencies, I don't know. But I know plenty of people who watch that stuff and are perfectly well adjusted and, in fact, very intelligent. My old roommate, for one. He loves SpongeBob, and he's great. He's amazingly smart, so there you have it. Alright, I think that is our show. We've actually surpassed the hour mark, although we're pretty close. Next week, we are going to be doing the show Monday at the usual time, I believe. We're going to try to do that. I'll have to get my girlfriend to agree to that. But she's usually not happy. She hasn't been very happy about me kicking her out of this room. But What can I say? So, next Monday, 2 p.m., mark it on your calendars, and check out our site, redwatershow.podomatic.com. All the stream link is up there, and if we actually start getting live listeners, I don't know how we're going to, oh, that's bizarre. Oh, whatever. If we actually get live listeners, we may have to start doing sound checks on a different server, just so you don't hear us going like, oh crap, the sound's going, brr, 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 brr. Oh, you're clipping, oh, there's buzzing noise, oh, I can't hear that. Can you hear that?
Do a barrel roll.
Do a barrel roll.
And I know my call quality connection's going down for some reason.
Yeah, it is. I heard you buffering and stuff a while back. Anyways, our email, again, redwater.show@gmail.com. Send in anything. We really want anything at this point, because we got nothing. I will probably start posting these episodes on my YouTube channel just to keep pimping it, you know?
And I'll go ahead and start spreading the word as well on my end.
Oh, please don't. I don't want anyone to actually know and listen to this. God, that'd be so embarrassing.
Yeah, I'm a little bit trepidatious doing that, but who knows?
We're not very professional yet, so just put in a lot of qualifiers when you talk about it.
All right.
So yeah, that's our show. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you again next week on our usually scheduled day, Monday. I have been Water.
And I've been Mr. Red.
And this has been The Menstruation Show. Thanks for listening.
Later.
Later.